And since you are an India Today viewer, you already know that India Today, India's #1 election channel, has already begun counting down to the 2024 election. And do you really see a problem with that, viewer, considering the dhamakas that are happening on a daily basis, and even in an atmosphere where the hostility between the Modi Sarkar and the opposition is at an all-time high, with bombs dropping every single day? Today is a milestone day. The Prime Minister, many people keep saying today is a declaration of war. Now it's game on. Ab khel shuru hua hai, khela ho be. But this speech by the Prime Minister today in Bhopal, remember Madhya Pradesh, one of the states going to the elections this year, is going to be very key because it gives shape perhaps to the narrative going forward on the road to 2024. That opposition unity will be one of the Modi Sarkar's biggest targets. I'm Shiv. Thanks so much. Back here on 5 Live, here are the headlines. As you just saw, Modi calls opposition guarantee a guarantee of corruption and scams, names and shames घोटाला netas.
एक-एक को जरा देख लीजिए, उन सबका मिलकर के टोटल लगाएंगे तो ये सारे मिलकर के कम से कम 20 लाख करोड़ के घोटाले की गारंटी है.
Modi takes on opposition over one nation, one law, says Supreme Court wants UCC implementation and it will improve condition of backward Muslims as well.
सुप्रीम कोर्ट डंडा मारती है, कह रही है कॉमन सिविल कोड लाओ, लेकिन ये वोट बैंक के भूखे लोग अगर ये मुसलमानों के सही मायने में हितैषी होते तो अधिकांश परिवार, मेरे मुस्लिम भाई बहन, शिक्षा में पीछे न रहते.
Opposition counters Prime Minister's Ghotala charge, says first Prime Minister must deliver promises made in 2014. Trinamool calls it panic reaction on the road to 2024. More trouble for Arvind Kejriwal. Whopping 52 crore rupees spent on Chief Minister's bungalow renovation in Delhi. Controller Auditor General to hold special audit. Aam Aadmi Party cries foul. Well, the battle of 2024 is less than a year away. And remember, if past precedence is anything to go by, the next few months are going to rush by at lightning speed. Well, ahead of the 2024 fight, Prime Minister Modi's sharpest ever attack in a sustained manner at the opposition parties at a time when the opposition parties are trying to consolidate, bury their differences and form a united front to topple the BJP's Sarkar from the centre. Well, the Prime Minister was speaking to the cutting edge of the BJP, their booth-level karyakartas, who in many ways are the true machinery of the world's largest party. But the Prime Minister, while speaking to them, also reserved a large part of his bhashan to pointing at the opposition and telling his karyakartas and booth-level workers what they never ever must be.
Back from the whirlwind tour of the United States and Egypt, Prime Minister Modi switched gears from diplomacy to domestic politics. Addressing a gathering of BJP workers in poll-bound Madhya Pradesh, the Prime Minister tore into mission opposition unity.
देखिए, ऐसे लोगों पर गुस्सा मत कीजिए, दया कीजिए उन लोगों पर. 2014 हो या 19, वो कितने ही घोर विरोधी थे, लेकिन उन दोनों चुनावों में हमने देखा कि इतनी छटपटाहट नहीं दिखी जितनी आज दिख रही है. जिन लोगों को कुछ लोग पहले अपना दुश्मन बताते थे, पानी पी पी कर कोसा करते थे, गालियां देते थे, अब उन लोगों को आगे जाकर वो साष्टांग प्रणाम कर रहे हैं, नतमस्तक हो रहे हैं।
The Prime Minister said that the opposition's common minimum program is to escape action against corruption.
इस बैठक में शामिल दलों के इतिहास को देखेंगे तो पता चलेगा कि सारे मिलकर के कम से कम 20 लाख करोड़ के घोटाले की गारंटी है।
He declared the only guarantee that the opposition parties have is of घोटाला or scams.
अगर उनकी घोटाले की गारंटी है, हर घोटालेबाज पर कार्रवाई की गारंटी। जिसने देश को लूटा है, उसका हिसाब तो हो करके रहेगा।
Then came an all-out attack on dynasty politics.
आपको गांधी परिवार के बेटे बेटी का विकास करना हो तो फिर कांग्रेस को वोट दीजिए। आपको मुलायम सिंह जी के बेटे का भला करना है तो फिर समाजवादी पार्टी को वोट दीजिए। अगर आप लालू परिवार के बेटे बेटियों को उनका भला करना चाहते हो तो आरजेडी को वोट दीजिए। आपको शरद पवार जी की बेटी का भला करना हो तो आप एनसीपी को वोट दीजिए। आपको अब्दुल्ला परिवार के बेटे का भला करना हो तो आप नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस को वोट दीजिए। आपको करुणानिधि जी के बेटे बेटियों पोते पोतियों का भला करना हो तो डीएमके को वोट दीजिए।
The opposition parties were ready with the counter.
Abusing the opposition parties, they are all big leaders. They came with a great majority. He is only doing all the corrupt people. He is only doing washing machine business.
There was a time in Maharashtra when his leaders were highlighting the scams of the MLAs who are now a part of the Eknath Shinde group.
जब से पटना में पूरे देश की धड़कनें इकट्ठा हुई हैं, तब से आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी अमेरिका से लेके उनका दिल जो है वो पटना की मीटिंग में फंसा हुआ है।
स्वीकार करेगा।
With his aggressive attack on united opposition, the Prime Minister has clearly set the tone for a Modi versus Rest battle in 2024. Bureau Report, India Today.
तो आज मैं भी एक गारंटी देना चाहता हूं।
Take a look at what those attacks were by the Prime Minister today. It was a very long speech, and what you just saw in that report was a sampling of some of the things that the Prime Minister fired. The first target for the Prime Minister was Rahul and Sonia Gandhi, saying, vote for the Congress if you want Sonia's kids to grow. Target number 2, Pawar and Supriya Sule of the NCP. Vote for the NCP if you want Pawar's daughter to prosper. Target number 3, Lalu and Tejasvi. Remember, this Ghotala and dynasty narrative and metaphor is being forcefully pushed by the Prime Minister. Vote for Lalu if you want his sons to flourish, says the Prime Minister. Target number 4, KCR's family. Vote for KCR if you want his daughter Kavita to thrive. Target number 5, the Abdullahs. Vote for the National Conference if you want to see Abdullah's son Omar progress. Target number 6, the Karunanidhi family in Tamil Nadu. Vote for the DMK if you want the growth of his sons and daughters. So this is the Prime Minister not pulling any punches. If the week preceding today's speech by the Prime Minister was about diplomacy, well, the gloves are off now that he's back in election-bound India, and he has aimed those missiles at every big political family of the country, in many ways setting the tone, setting the narrative for what one of the BJP's biggest and most sustained weapons on the road to 2024 is clearly going to be. Let's get some perspective on today's speech. India Today's National Affairs Editor Rahul Srivastav with us. Polomi Saha, who tracks all the political movers and shakers, is also with me on 5 Live. Rahul, to you first. You know, the Prime Minister naming the Abdullahs, the Karunanidhis, the Pawars, the Gandhis. It was almost like a roll call of that whole dynasty narrative that he was talking about. But it had a slightly more, vicious touch to it. Vote for Pawar if you want to see his daughter prosper. Vote for Abdullah if you want to see his son progress. It was much more personal this time. What did you make of that, Rahul?
Shiv, it was not a combo meal. I think it was what I will call a wholesome thali. What the Prime Minister has done is unleashed what is going to be the broad contours of the BJP's campaign 2024. If you see, launching trains, sign of progress. So progress, polarization, and a playbook. The playbook comes from 2014. It's very constant. Corruption and dynasty. What the Prime Minister has indicated by attacking Rahul Gandhi, KCR's family, Akhilesh Yadav and everybody else, that this is a coming together or a grouping of dynasts who are struggling to come back to power to meet their entire sense of entitlement. And that's what had hurt the Congress party and Akhilesh and everybody else. It has happened in the past. The second is corruption. It hurt the BJP, the corruption which was there in Karnataka. And in MP, it's not very visible, but corruption is an issue. And so the Prime Minister is trying to turn the tables. But interestingly, if you look at it, he has done it in a state where one can say that the Congress has entered the Hindutva gym, where the BJP, it wants to take on the BJP's saffron muscle. So the Prime Minister has talked about a range of issues, including UCC and others. Now, what the Prime Minister has done is that the cat has been set among the pigeons.
Correct.
Because what will happen, that there will certainly be a sense of reaction to it. So I think the BJP has indicated that Pasmanda Muslims issue, UCC, progress, attacking the opposition on pet peeves as far as the Prime Minister is concerned. I think the campaign has virtually been launched by the Prime Minister.
Very, very, very important point. The campaign being launched by the Prime Minister at a time when, each day that passes on the road to 2024 seems to be, some big announcement or some big attack or some new narrative being set. Polami, the interesting thing also, like Rahul said, the campaign has been launched today. It feels like it from the tone and tenor and content of what the Prime Minister said. But it also comes at a time, Polami, and you've been reporting on this, when there is a strenuous attempt by all of these disparate opposition parties, to create a united front. So the Prime Minister's attack is also timed with that. It's tactical to try and highlight the differences between all of these parties trying to unite against him, but also to highlight what is common among them, which in his opinion is Ghotala and dynasty.
That's right. In a way, the Prime Minister, in one of his fiercest attacks against the opposition today, from, of course, battleground Bhopal, which goes to post by the end of this year, has set the tone for 2024 as well, because he's painted the bigger picture. Corruption is going to be one of the main planks as far as the Bharatiya Janata Party is concerned, and dynasty politics is going to be the other big plank as far as the BJP is concerned, and its campaign for 2024 is concerned. As far as the opposition meet in Patna was concerned on June 23rd, in fact, one of the points that was raised over there, which Uddhav Thackeray and Mamata Banerjee raised, is that, we should go to the people and we should not project ourselves as the opposition. They call us the opposition. We're not the opposition. We stand for the people. So make it about us standing for the people. Today, the Prime Minister turned that on its head. Some might have missed it because the Prime Minister obviously is keenly clued in, even if he's on US soil. He's obviously, getting his updates on what's happening over here on the ground as well. He turned that on its head and he said, well, are these people for the people? Because it seems like they're all, working and benefiting their own families and dynasties. That's exactly why the entire roll call that he read out today, where it was much more personal. I don't remember the last time the Prime Minister literally read out each party's, background and named the family and said, well, if you want to vote for the RJD and if you want to vote for Lalu Prasad Yadav's children to thrive, then vote for the RJD. And he named every party until he went on to say, but if you want your children, you want your son, your daughter, your grandchildren to prosper, then vote for the Bharatiya Janata Party.
Very interesting. Rahul, if I could bring you back in for one final comment. Could this have, at a time when these parties are all trying to bury their differences and create a more united kind of front against the Prime Minister and the BJP, could an attack like this, I'm just wondering, could an attack like this actually have the opposite effect, which is to, goad these parties into redoubling their efforts to bury their differences and come together more strongly? Because we have seen some disparities erupt between them.
See, Shiv, it's a catch-22 situation for the opposition parties. They may not like them to be called opposition parties, but they are in the opposition in Delhi. The fact remains that the more the pressure on them, ED, CBI and others, the grouping might become tighter. There will be a lot of contradictions between their political existence. Mamata Banerjee, left parties, Congress, Mamata Banerjee doesn't want Arvind Kejriwal campaigning in Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan against the Congress, try to do what he did to the Congress in Gujarat. All these things are going to happen. So the opposition, to cover all that, may try to come together, create more pixel moments of unity. The more you do it, I think what the Prime Minister said today, I get a feeling that he's not disliking it. I think the Prime Minister and the BJP is liking the idea of the opposition's intensified attempt to campaign, because if that playbook of dynastic politics works for the BJP, then the entire grouping gets into trouble. But splintered, even if they are alone, then say, for example, a Mamata Banerjee may not be in trouble. But if the BJP and the Prime Minister manage to brand it as a struggling bunch of dynasts who are all mired in corruption. If you see most of the leaders, barring Nitish, Kumar and few, everybody has some case or the other. In that scenario, the entire coalition template will have certain answering to do. I think the Prime Minister is trying to have a situation where it is him versus the rest, where he can talk to about them as corrupt, as dynasts, and then, of course, the polarization.
Very, very interesting perspective. Rahul and Poulomi, thank you very much for that. Remember, India Today's political team is already across the country reporting on all of these developments, because we don't see May 2024 as very far away. We're already in full election mode for what's coming in just 11 months from now. Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in this same speech where he attacked the opposition parties, also launched a scathing attack on how the opposition parties are misleading minority communities over the upcoming Uniform Civil Code. In his mega outreach to one part of the Muslim community in Bhopal, the opposition has hit back, however, at Modi, saying he was trying to attack the plural identity of India. Watch this.
परिवार के दूसरे सदस्य के लिए दूसरा कानून हो तो क्या वो घर चल पाएगा क्या? जब भी जहां जाता हूं वो भाजपा के साथ खड़ी रहती है, मोदी के साथ खड़ी रहती है.
After his forceful defense of his government's track record in securing minorities during his US trip, Prime Minister Narendra Modi made a big push for one nation, one law.
जो एयर कंडीशन कमरों में बैठकर
Modi said that Muslims only stand to benefit from a uniform law and accused the opposition of brainwashing the minority community and demonizing the UCC. Addressing party workers in the election-bound state of Madhya Pradesh, Modi said India can't run on two sets of laws.
आजकल हम देख रहे हैं कि यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड के नाम पर ऐसे लोगों को भड़काने का काम हो रहा है. आप मुझे बताइए, एक घर में परिवार के एक सदस्य के लिए एक कानून हो, परिवार के दूसरे सदस्य के लिए दूसरा कानून हो, तो क्या वो घर चल पाएगा क्या? कभी भी चल पाएगा क्या? फिर ऐसी दोहरी व्यवस्था से देश कैसे चल पाएगा?
Modi said his government has been taking steps to benefit all sections, including Muslims. Citing his government's ban on medieval triple talaq, Modi said that the deeply anti-women practice has already been banned in Muslim-majority countries. Modi added, and those backing triple talaq are only doing grave injustice to Muslim women.
मुझे लगता है कि जो भी 3 तलाक के पक्ष में बातें करते हैं, 3 तलाक की वकालत करते हैं, ये वोट बैंक भूखे लोग मुस्लिम बेटियों के साथ बहुत बड़ा अन्याय कर रहे हैं।
Opposition leaders were quick to hit back at the Prime Minister, saying One India, One Law was a direct attack on the Muslim community.
मोदी जी ने कोई ड्राफ्ट रखा नहीं इस देश के सामने। आनंद मैरिज एक्ट पे जो सिखों के लिए है, उस पर यूसीसी में क्या होगा? जैन धर्म के लिए कुछ कानून बने स्पेशल, उस पर यूसीसी में क्या होगा? मोदी जी और भारतीय जनता पार्टी को देश को बेवकूफ बनाने के बजाय एक ड्राफ्ट रखना चाहिए पहले। यूसीसी में वो करना क्या चाहते हैं? उसका दस्तावेज कहाँ है? मैं तो खोज रहा हूँ, दस्तावेज दीजिए पहले।
AIMIM chief Asaduddin Owaisi accused the Prime Minister of shedding crocodile tears for Muslims, saying his pawns were busy attacking mosques and lynching Muslims.
भारत के प्रधानमंत्री भारत की डाइवर्सिटी को, प्लुरलिज्म को एक प्रॉब्लम समझते। यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड की जब बात प्रधानमंत्री कर रहे हैं, वो यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड की नहीं बात कर रहे, वो हिंदू सिविल कोड की बात कर रहे। पूरे जो इस्लामिक रेफरेंसेस है प्रैक्टिसेस के, उसको वो इलीगल ट्रीट करेंगे और पूरे हिंदू प्रैक्टिसेस को प्रधानमंत्री अंडर द लॉ प्रोटेक्ट कर लेंगे।
Modi, during his US visit, had strongly affirmed his government's Sabka Vikas pledge.
Our vision is सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास, सबका प्रयास. It means together for everyone's growth, with everyone's trust and everyone's efforts.
Uniform Civil Code means having a common law for all citizens of the country that is not based on religion. UCC has been part of most of the BJP manifestos and also a mandate from the Supreme Court which wants legal parity of all religions. Bureau Report, India Today.
So let's just break down for you some of those announcements that the Prime Minister had made as part of this minority Vikas push, because that's going to be one of the planks on which the Prime Minister and the BJP thrust forward on the road to 2024. The Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, 31% beneficiaries. Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi, 33% beneficiaries. And this is going to be tom-tommed, unsurprisingly, by the BJP relentlessly going forward, because many of these are hot-button issues on which the opposition has been attacking the BJP. Then there is the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana, highly successful. The benefits of it were seen in the 2019 election, 37% beneficiaries. Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, 36% beneficiaries. And these are figures that have been cited by the government in the Lok Sabha. So it's game on, khela hobe, whichever way you want to put it. The campaign has been launched by the Prime Minister today. It was not just another speech. You heard it first here on India Today. This speech will be often quoted and will set the tone, tenor, narrative of the fight going forward. There's more potential trouble for Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal of the Aam Aadmi Party. The Home Ministry has recommended a national audit investigation into the renovation and remodeling of the Delhi Chief Minister's official bungalow in Delhi. The CAG, Controller and Auditor General, which is India's national auditor, will now be probing those alleged financial irregularities and violations in the reconstruction of the Chief Minister's official bungalow at Delhi's 6 Flagstaff Road in the Civil Lines area. The action is based on a report of the Delhi Chief Secretary that was submitted to the Lieutenant Governor, which says the initial cost for construction work was 15 to 20 crore rupees, but it was inflated from time to time, and the final cost came out to be nearly 53 crore rupees. It also says that a full-fledged construction was carried out by the Public Works Department in the name of renovation, and that the mandatory and pre-required sanction of the building plans were not obtained.
ये गंभीर खबर है अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के आलीशान बंगले को लेकर मीडिया में कई जानकारियां आई थी। बजट को लेकर कि कोई 45-50 करोड़ रुपए खर्च किए जा रहे हैं। फाइनेंशियल सैंक्शन जो है 10 करोड़ से कम रखा गया ताकि इस प्रकार से सैंक्शन दिया जाए। विदेश से सामान आने की बात थी, परमिशंस नहीं लिए गए। अब आम आदमी पार्टी को इसका जवाब देना था, जवाब उन्होंने आज तक दिया नहीं। और यदि सीएजी ने एक स्पेशल ऑडिट करने का निर्णय लिया है तो ये अच्छी बात है। पूरी जानकारी बाहर आनी चाहिए, जनता के सामने आना चाहिए, सत्य आगे आना चाहिए और आम आदमी पार्टी को पूरा सहयोग करना चाहिए।
There is a lot of corruption involved in this, financial irregularity, but most importantly moral corruption, and it is the renovation of the mindset of Arvind Kejriwal, who said, I will never take VVIP facilities, big bungalow, I swear on my children, who has done a complete U-turn. Now he is aligned with the corrupt too and behaving corrupt and defending all acts of corruption, right from Sharab Ghotala to Sheesh Mahal. Playing victimhood card won't do, silencing media won't do. He needs to answer the questions that have been posed to him.
Let's go straight to India Today's Kumar Kunal, who's been tracking this story with great depth for many months now. Kunal, the CAG probe is the latest development in a long-standing battle. The renovation was actually a reconstruction, says the initial report. That's why the Home Ministry has recommended a national audit investigation. What does this mean for Arvind Kejriwal and what happens next?
See, actually, Arvind Kejriwal is claiming that it's kind of political vendetta, and Aam Aadmi Party has officially released a statement just after the MHA has ordered a special investigation by or a special audit by Controller and Auditor General of India. So now what actually is panning out that just ahead of 2024 elections, an investigation is going to happen against the CM residence and what all happened there, how spendings have been done without any allocation, what has been what was the finding of the Chief Secretary report, and on the basis of that particular report this CAG audit has been ordered. But now it's a kind of political war between Aam Aadmi Party and BJP, because CAG audit will take time and it won't come just before even 2024 election. So it's going to be a long waging war, and it's basically a political war, and obviously this is a kind of issue which will suit actually Aam Aadmi Party as well, because he will play, Aam Aadmi Party will play, and even Arvind Kejriwal play as a victim that, see, Narendra Modi government and NDA government is targeting Arvind Kejriwal as
But Kunal, wouldn't this also affect Arvind Kejriwal in the sense, politically I'm saying, because the issue at hand here is luxurious reconstruction or renovation, insinuation of corruption, that he is not an Aam Aadmi. That will be the narrative that the government will set against Kejriwal as far as this investigation is concerned.
Definitely yes, and that's why Aam Aadmi Party and Arvind Kejriwal are concerned that it is actually harming his stature, what he claimed earlier, that he is not going to occupy any official bungalow, but now how penny has been spent on a luxurious bungalow that is there to see. So obviously it's a political tool for BJP as well to target the image of Arvind Kejriwal. But now mind how Congress is reacting over it. Actually, Congress, Ajay Makan has reacted, and he actually claimed that there should be a criminal investigation, not just a CAG investigation. What he is claiming that CAG investigation will take time, and it's just BJP and central government is trying to delay the investigation in this particular matter just to get the political benefits. And actually, even central government doesn't want to do anything serious against Arvind Kejriwal. So there is a serious charge by Congress against Aam Aadmi Party party government and Arvind Kejriwal and BJP, that they are actually delaying the whole process of investigation by giving it to the CAG and not giving it to the some agency like CBI who will investigate the criminal aspect of this whole corruption issue.
Many wheels within wheels on the road to 2024. Interesting details there from Kunal. Thanks very much for joining me with that unfolding story, broken first as always here on India Today. Remember that the Aam Aadmi Party has called it vendetta, but the CAG will be probing this big story that India Today has set the agenda with once again.